He entered Swedish service in 1598 where he participated in the Swedish Civil War between Sigismund Vasa and Duke Carl IX. He is listed as one of the Scottish officers who, under the direction of General James Spens, the general of Scottish and English forces in Swedish service, was sent to King James VI and I in 1608/9 seeking levies for Sweden, although one source notes a travel pass for this purpose issued by the Swedes was dated December 17, 1609. A group of officers went with him including Hugh Cochrane, Daniel Rogers, Robert Kinnaird, Patrick Ruthven, John Wauchop, George Douglas, and William Horne. He served as colonel of a regiment in 1609-10 and took part in Karl IX's and Gustav II Adolph's war in Russia and in the Baltic states. Cockburn played a leading role in the Battle of Novgorod on July 16, 1611, in particular, his regiment blew open the town gates. In July 1612 he was sent by Jacob de Lagarde at Novgorod to Gustav II Adolf to seek payment for Cockburn's troops. Some of his regiment had already been sent back to Finland for lack of finances. Cockburn was appointed governor of Dunaj in Livonia, which was called Fortress Cockburn after him. His regiment also formed part of the Swedish forces lent to Muscovy during the hostilities with Poland-Lithuania from 1614 to 16. Cockburn's regiment is listed in military payrolls every year from 1611 to 1615, and in 1614 a register was made of all the sick soldiers under his command. In 1615 there is a note of decommissioning payment for Cockburn and his regiment, and by May 1616 the Swedes were keen to allow the soldiers to rest and recoup in case they were needed again. According to one source his troops mutinied at Narva in 1616, and he then took command of the Karelia troops. Cockburn tried in vain to get reimbursement for his loans to the crown in June 1616, although Oxenstierna did intervene on Cockburn's behalf with the bailiff of Borga who was preventing the Scotsman from earning his keep from his land. Indeed, when the Swedish-Russian peace looked imminent, Cockburn requested a transfer into Russian service, and in December 1617 this was granted by the Swedes. Cockburn was to ensure that he was only used against Poland and that he was to convince the Tsar that the Poles were weak, being engaged in war with the Turks and facing domestic opposition. Although it is intriguing that a Scotsman was considered for such intricate use in Swedish foreign policy, it appears that Cockburn and his fellow officers never did enter Russian service however. At that point he was in active service on Gustav II Adolph's Livonian campaign in the renewed hostilities against Poland. One of the rare times Cockburn's troops were negatively described was when they were quartered in 3 separate villages. Axel Oxenstierna noted that Cockburn was one of the officers killed by illness by February 12, 1622.